How to start a side business from home. In this video, you're going to learn how to start a side business from home in a little known niche business that very few people know about, but has great profits and low startup costs. This is a business where you're going to help people reclaim thousands of dollars they have no idea that they're owed and make great money for yourself. It's a flexible business that you can run from a little desk in the corner of your kitchen or your bedroom, yet it has massive earning potential. And all you need to get started is a phone, an internet connection, a laptop computer, and the knowledge that I can give you. And be sure to stay on till the end of this video, because at the end, I'm going to give you access to a free resource where you can get more information and get down the path to getting started in your home-based high-profit business. Today, lots of people want to start a side business from home. Let's face it, with inflation, every time you go to the store, things are like twice as much as you think they should be. You go to buy a car, you feel like they should collect it with a mask and a gun with what they're charging for a car. Because even a simple car today, average cost $48,000. And I remember an average car was $28,000 not so long ago. So we've all got to make some extra money, and a side business that you can work from home is a great way to start. So when you're thinking about a side business, how do you think about it? So I think here are the important things. Number one, let's do something that has low startup cost. Something where you're not emptying out your 401k or your savings account, or gosh forbid, handing all your friends and family your hat so they can fill it with money so you can start your side business, because that's a good way to lose your friends and family. And it's also stressful. And I don't want this to be stressful for you. I want it to be low stress, high profit. So I think something has low startup cost. I also think something is quick to start. You know, something where I have to go to school for 2 years to figure out how to do something. You don't want to buy a franchise where it costs a ton of money. You want something to get started quickly because you can learn how to do it quickly and then get started. The category of business I think is best for a side business is something called a service business. And that's where you're doing something for someone else. So in a service business, it could be as simple as like you're a dog walker, or you're helping people do shopping or doing coaching. All those things are examples of service businesses. I've got one that's way better though. We do the service business of helping people get back huge refunds of money they had no idea that they were eligible to get. And there are government agencies all across the country warehousing millions of dollars just waiting for someone to claim their money, and most people never come and claim their money. Matter of fact, one state study done in Maryland, which is a statewide study, showed that 72% of the time the people never come to claim their money, and it just stays with the state, just eventually forfeits to the state, which is really terrible. What is this business and how does it work? Well, it's called the Overages business. The overage business is where you help people who've lost a property at a foreclosure auction get back a refund of extra money that's left over after the auction. You might say, well, what do you extra money? How could there be extra money left over? So when the house sells for more than the debt that's owed, that extra money goes to the former homeowner. And think about it, doesn't this make sense? Let's say that it's a tax foreclosure auction because someone didn't pay their real estate taxes. Let's say they have a $400,000 house, has a tax bill of $8,000 a year. They don't pay for 3 or 4 years. They're going to sell that house at a tax sale. And probably the cost would double because of penalties and interest, because with taxes, penalties and interest are extremely high. So they may owe $50,000 at the end of that process. And the government's like, look, you didn't give us our $50,000. We're foreclosing on that house. So they will then sell the house at a tax foreclosure auction. $400,000 house, which is average cost of a house in America today. $400,000 house is going to go somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000 at that sale, depending on its condition. Needs a lot of work, it's probably going to go for $200,000. Doesn't need so much work, it's go for around $300,000. But let's just say that it goes for the minimum. Say it goes for $200,000. The government's owed $50,000 in real estate taxes. They collect $200,000 at the auction from the bidder. There's $150,000 left over because the government takes its $50,000, but there's $150,000 left over, and that sits in a government holding account just waiting for someone to come and claim it. To claim it, generally speaking, they have to fill in a form and turn it in, and they'll get the money. Or in some jurisdictions, they have to file what's called a petition, which is a simple court action to do it. Lawyer can do that for $1,500 to $2,000, not a terrible expense. In exchange, they get back, $150,000, for example. And this happens all the time. There are about 3,000 properties sold at tax sale every day in America. Happens all the time. And a matter of fact, here's a list. Let me show you a list. This list is an actual list of money that's sitting there waiting to be claimed. And you can see it's tens of thousands, some case hundreds of thousands of dollars, because these are houses which have high value to them. So that money's just sitting there waiting to be claimed. And it sits there most of the time, according to the state of Maryland, and this is my experience as a practitioner in this business, 7 out of 10 times they don't get the money. It just sits there until it forfeits. So your job is to get these lists. I can show you how to do that in 15 minutes on the internet. You get the lists are free. Get the lists. As you'll see, looking at this list, take a look, you can see it as the name of the person who used to own the property, the address of the property, and the amount that they're owed. That's enough, using the systems I'll show you, to get their contact information. Using the methods I teach you, you'll get their physical mailing address, typically their Facebook account address, so you can send them a Facebook message, their phone number, so you can pick up the phone and call them if you want. You'll get all that. You get their email address, so you have all the ways to contact them. You reach out and say, hey, Fred, my company, we find government-held money for people, and we notice there's an account for you that has $150,000 in it. Are you aware of that? And of course, no. You can knock the guy over the feather at that point. He's not aware of it. He says, no. And you say, well, our company, found this money, and we can go and do the recovery process for you at no upfront charge to you. If we're successful, we'll get a percentage. If we're not successful, it doesn't cost you anything. Would you be interested in working with us? And of course, some people will, some people won't. You don't control everybody. But the people that work with you, for us, we charge 30 to 40%. So let's say we had this $150,000 claim. 30% of that is about $50,000. And that's what we'd make on this claim. And you can do that too, because you're reaching out to people who are owed that money. So you sit there and you can imagine someone who's lost their house at a foreclosure auction, the prospect of working with you and getting net of even your fees, $100,000. They're excited. That's like Santa Claus is coming over, but he has a sack full of $100 bills instead of just some toys for the kids, which are great, but I'll take the sack of $100,000. So that's the business. And what's great about the business is you can do the research online from home. So you're getting the lists, getting the contact information for the people. You're reaching out to them either by phone or by mail or by sending them a message across Facebook or another email, whatever you want to send them. So all that's done from home in your spare time. And you can even you can mail in the claim. You don't have to hand deliver the claims. You mail in the claim. Everything's done remotely. And even when the people sign up, I can show you how to sign them up online. Or we have people that can go out for you and go get them signed up. Either one, I teach you both things. So it's a really great business. Doesn't take a lot of money to start. About $2,000 is more than enough money to start this business, even including education and getting the computer services you need for research. Not a lot of money to operate on a month-to-month basis. You're going to be using the internet, your telephone you already have, a computer you already have, or you can get one for $500 at Costco. Yet the upside in this business is exceeding what the vast majority of people make if they work 2 full-time jobs. So you can have a really amazing business. And for me, I started out this as a side business, but I created it into a full-time business where I have a team that gets the leads, a team that gets the contact information, a team that reaches out to people and asks if they want to work with us, and then we have a team that submits claims, and I just manage the process. So you can build it up to that if you want. So it can stay as a side business, works great that way, I can show you everything you need to know, or you can grow it over time. And I think whatever side business you think of, I think you should think of one where you can grow it over time and you can make it into an amazing business for yourself that can replace any kind of job income. I have retired people that do this. I have single parents that do this. I have parents where there's one stay-at-home parent that does it. You can do it when the baby's napping. You can do it while the kids are at school. It's really great. It's a really terrific business. It's also a meaningful business because you're helping people who lost everything get back tens of thousands, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars that they don't know about, never expected, and it's just the windfall that they need. So if you want a business where you help people and make great money, this is definitely a business for you. So here's the next step. I recorded a video called The Intro to the Overages Business where I go into more detail, show you more about this business, and give you the resources and the next steps you would need to actually get started in the business. It is a wonderful business. I do teach people the business. I'm available to teach you. So your next step is to go to the Intro to the Overages Business, and I'll see you there. You'll either see a link on your screen, or if you don't see that, it just means your browser doesn't support it. Then just look down below in the description to this video, and you can link to there, and I will see you over in the Intro to the Overages Business.